So pretty much this is a whole beef oxtail. So this is what a whole beef oxtail looks like. It's usually it has a lot of fat, and this is kind of how it looks. So a lot of you guys never really get to see it like this. So just wanted to show you what it really looks like, the whole thing. And it's the tail of the cow. That's a common question we get asked. And this is when we cut it with a knife through the joints. Some people use a machine, like to use a knife. It gets a real cleaner cut and no bone dust, so it doesn't turn as quickly. And so and oxtail is like, the price is like crazy of lately. The price is like really, really high. I don't know why, but the price is like, it started like $5.99. Now it's like someplace $12.99, $11.99, $8.99. So I don't know why the price is going so high, but oxtail is like really high up lately. So just want to show you guys what it looks like. This is a different look on the oxtail from the front side up. As you can see, it's a lot of fat on the tail. That's why I always tell people it's not good to buy the oxtail when it's not trimmed, because sometimes you think it's a deal, but it's not, because it's so fatty. You end up paying for a lot of fat that you can't use anyway. So always best to buy it when it's trimmed. And just want to show you guys a different look of it from, the side with the fat. And pretty much it's kind of what it looks like. It's, looking at it like this, it might not be appealing to some, but obviously the taste is the same. It's always good to kind of get a different look at something that you eat all the time, to show you like what it looks like before it's being processed. So, just a different angle of it. And as I was saying before, the price is really high at this time. Alright, so pretty much when you're cutting the oxtail, you want to have a sharp knife, and pretty much you just want to look for the joints. Sometimes you miss them, it's just part of it, but for the most part, you usually kind of know where they are. It's usually every 1 to 2 inch. For the most part, it's usually where they are, but sometimes the bone do move. That's just how it goes. But that's kind of how you would cut an oxtail with a knife. So just want to look for the joints. And once you locate the joints, as I told you before, it's very fatty. It's a ton of fat. As you can clearly see, it's a ton of fat. And it's not necessarily a lot of work, but like I said, sometimes you miss the joint, you overthink, and it happens. So, but pretty much just showing you guys a closer look of how you cut a whole beef oxtails. Just wait for the joints, and pretty much then you want to trim the fat off. And you're going to see how much fat we're going to end up with. So that's what I was mentioning. Don't buy them without them being trimmed, because you're not exactly getting a deal after you see how much fat is left when you finish trimming them. So as you clearly can see, I'm cutting off a ton of fat. You're just cutting off the excess fat that hangs off. And by doing so, you're going to have obviously a pretty looking oxtail. You don't want the oxtail to be too fatty, obviously. So just what I'm doing is paring it, trimming off the fat to make it more desirable. And anyone could do it. It's not really hard. Just by watching the video, you could kind of pick up on it just by doing it at fast speed and doing it a lot. That's when, and if you have to do like 4 or 5 cases, definitely your shoulder will start to hurt. When you finish, as you can see, that's the whole thing, and that's when we cut it into the oxtail that you guys love. So that's kind of the whole thing, and that's the individual oxtail cuts. As you can see, it looks a lot different. It looks more desirable when you see it cut already versus seeing it like this. And a lot of people see it whole, and all of a sudden they're like, it's actually a real cow tail. They don't want to eat it, because that's a very common question we get asked. Is it a real cow tail? I'm like, yeah, that's why it's the oxtail. So it's good for soup, stew. It's one of the most popular meat in the world at the moment, beef oxtail. So, and not too long ago, it was like discarded. A lot of people didn't sell it, didn't know what to do with it. And now, like I said, some places have it for $12.99, $10.99, $11.99. All depends on where you shop. The price is extremely high. And one final tip, this is why I was mentioning, it's never good to buy oxtail before they trim it. No matter the deal they're giving you, because it's not a deal, because by the time you trim it, it's nothing but fat. You're going to pay for a ton of fat, and It's not a good deal, so I wouldn't really buy it. So stay away from that. This right here will be the best way to save money on beef oxtail by mixing it with beef neck bone. Just have it cut like 3/4 of an inch thick and on the saw. So just ask your butcher or meat cutter do it like that for you. And same thing with the beef oxtail. So this right here is a beef neck bone, and we're slicing it. And once you make, now we're doing the beef oxtail. So you want to mix at least like 3 pounds of beef neck bone with like 2 pounds oxtail. And once you get it and you go home and season it, you will not be able to tell the difference. By looking at it right here, you can, because obviously the beef neck bone is more leaner than the oxtail. But once it's being seasoned, you won't be able to tell the difference. I have a video showing you guys how to season it and also how to cook it. So a lot of restaurants, that's what they're doing at the moment. They're mixing the beef oxtail with the neck bone, because obviously it's very cost effective to do it that way. And the average consumer is going to have no idea just by look at the bones. And after a while, you won't be able to tell the difference. Okay, so check out the videos I have showing you how to season it, how to cook it. So that's how it looks. So once you start mixing it in with your seasoning, you won't be able to tell the difference. So that's kind of how it looks. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you have any videos you'd like me to do, let me know. Leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to do it. And just want to make this video show you guys how to save money on oxtail. Oxtail prices right now is ridiculous. So this is a quick tip on ways how to save money on your beef oxtail. If you like beef oxtail, it's something you're going to buy at the store.